So I'm Gem. We live in Barnstable in North Devon, and our son is year 4 and he's 8 years old.
Brilliant. And I feel like it was ages ago now since I was talking to you on our discovery call that we had, and your call really stands out. Obviously, I speak to so many people all the time, but your call really stands out. I think because I could see how much it was upsetting you and how much you wanted to invest your time in doing something about it. So tell me a bit about your child and where he was before he started with us.
Yeah, so we had really good reception, year 1, like really good reports. He's always very well behaved, but we were alerted to the fact that he was below expected and kind of thought, oh, it'll just sort itself, just see how it plays out. We then got to year 3 and he's still below expected. We're noticing that he's not reading quite as well as his friends, and he's struggling to keep focus. He's sort of missing words because he's wanting to be concentrating on something else. And I think 2 years of being below where he should be, we just knew that something needed to change and we needed to put something in that was going to make the difference.
And do you feel like that affected his confidence, like his enjoyment of school, of learning? Did you see it in any other areas?
We're just doing homework would take forever. His reading book would take sort of 10-15 minutes, as opposed to now it's taking a little bit less time, which is brilliant. But just lots of losing focus, not wanting to do it, looking around for other distractions. And we then saw it in his other subjects as well, that he just becomes a bit reluctant because he finds it difficult. And that was a bit of a battle for us.
Okay. Great. And when you was looking for help, what specific problems were you looking for help with?
I think the main thing for us was to boost him quite quickly. He was quite far below and we didn't really know how far below. School weren't exactly specific with that. We just knew he wasn't quite where he needed to be. And we just wanted something that was going to make a difference quickly. We went for quite an intense sort of 3 weekly half-hour sessions. And that was right for my son. It just made a difference to just be making a big amount of progress in a short space of time. And that was what we were drawn to when we found your page.
And you tried tuition before, hadn't you? And it hadn't quite worked.
Yeah, we did 1 weekly session that we'd go to Lady's house. And she was lovely, really good. But it felt like we were paying for what we could do at home. That wasn't making the difference. So we needed something better. Yeah.
Okay, fab. And was there anything that made you reach out to me, or I probably reached out to you, but was there anything that made you you were drawn to me and us as the reading teacher in comparison to any other reading programs or other tuition that you looked at?
I think just following your stories and the passion that you've got for what you do, and just seeing how many children actually have been successful. It was just lovely to see and hear parents in the same situation and wanting to make that difference for their children. And it just was a no-brainer, really.
Great. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across. So that's really helpful. And it's nice to know you're not alone, right? Some parents, you tend to mix with other parents in their class who might all be doing okay. But then actually, when you come to us, you realise there's a whole sea of people that aren't. Which is
I
nice.
think it's openly talked about. We always sort of say, oh, my child's doing really well, doing really good at school. And it's like, well, actually, it should be talked about more, the kids that struggle and how we can support them and move forward. And that should become a normal.
Yeah. And actually, there's quite often that competitive element with parents, isn't it? Like, oh, well, my child's reading this level, but cool.
And actually, at times that made me feel even worse, because you sort of feel like your child's even more behind than maybe they actually are. And I know for us, like, he was quite far below where he needed to be, but equally it was so lovely to see other parents that were in a similar situation and you made a difference to them.
Yeah. Okay. And was there anything that almost stopped you from signing up?
I think for us money was a big thing, but actually seeing the long-term impact of that for our son we just had to do it. There was no other, from my perspective, there was no other way that we were going to make that difference for him. So it was just get creative and do, and you were really supportive with that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, And I think, you know, that is, if anyone has an objection, that is quite often it. It's either the time commitment or the financial commitment. But you're right, sometimes you have to sort of bite the bullet and think, actually, we need to prioritise this.
I think sort of the home stress of getting him to read every night and getting him to sort of do his homework and get his spellings done, even though he found them really difficult, that stress has been eliminated because of the support we've had from his tutor.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Lauren is amazing as well. So.
She is incredible. She
Yeah.
is awesome. Yeah, and he absolutely thinks the world of her.
Oh, that's so nice.
Really lovely. Like, he instantly clicked with her, and she just seemed to get him straight away. All of his interests so quick that you sort of worry because he's quite shy, quite reserved. But actually, almost instantly, he was quite happy to chat to Lauren and crack on with the sessions really quickly, which was lovely.
Yeah, it's nice. And quite often parents will say to me, like, oh, they're really shy, I don't know how they're going to. And I'm like, just get them on the session and we'll worry about the rest later. Because once they're on, you know, we're good at what we do and we tend to be able to engage them and build that rapport, which is really important.
Even the first session, even through that first session, you could see him just opening up and being quite confident to ask her to slow down or stop.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
What ultimately made you say yes and move forward?
I think the fact that we had that call with you, I felt more at ease by the time I'd had that discovery call with you. You know, the fact that you were willing to, we did the trial and worked out what would work best for Logan. And it just seemed to be really tailored to him. And I think that was what drew me in, actually, that I went, this is specific to him. And that's what we needed to make the difference. It was his gaps, his areas for development. And that was what was being worked on. And that was so important to us.
Yeah, it's not like some sort of generic huge machine where children are just like brought in, chipped in and out and put with random people in random groups. It's much more thought out than that. Okay, what have been your biggest takeaways or aha moments so far?
Just listening to him read. I've sent you now like 3 or 4 videos, and I think you can tell how much I love just listening to him now. We've still got a way to go, but his reading sounds worlds different to where we started. I think we've got about 3 weeks left now of our 12-week course, but he sounds totally different. And he's choosing to read, went and had the haircuts, and he's choosing to read sat in the salon while he's waiting.
Bless him.
Choosing to read in the car. And he came off the first call and went, Lauren says I need to use a ruler and I need to do this. And he then went and did it and read to his brother. And I just, like, they are just the biggest moments for us.
Oh, I love that.
Like all the new games that we've been able to play together, and just listening to him is just next level. It's brilliant.
That's really amazing. Honestly, when you're teaching in school, you get these moments, but you just don't get them like you've just described, because how often do you get to spend an hour and a half a week one-to-one with a child? You just don't.
Yeah, he was doing his sessions and I'd just be listening, welling up, going, actually, this is a different child.
Okay. And I think you've answered this already, but what noticeable changes or improvements have you seen in your child since we started? So is there anything that you've sort of not mentioned that you think you've seen?
I think just being more confident to ask when he's unsure is the biggest thing. That actually he's quite happy to just do as he's told, get on at school and do what the teachers are saying. We had a parent meeting at school, and even his teacher has said that she's noticed improvements in his confidence, his willingness to just get on, because he actually understands the tasks more, because he's able to access that language. And I think for us, it's just the confidence and just the positivity, I guess, that he's so happy in what he's doing.
Yeah, and he feels like he can do it, which is what makes all the difference, I think. Just like you said, having that confidence that I can do this rather than being shut down straight away.
Yeah.
Where is your child now compared to when they started working with us?
So when we had our discovery call, we were told by school that he was working towards year 3. Actually, when we'd spoken to Lauren, it was probably more year 2. He was further behind than even we thought he was. But we've since had feedback from Lauren, really detailed feedback regularly, actually. She's been really good keeping in touch and reassuring us along the way of the progress that he's made. He's now middle of year 3 which is amazing progress in such a short space of time.
He's essentially gone up a whole year group worth of progress in 9 weeks.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's brilliant. And we didn't even expect it to be that much. We initially thought, being what we'd seen from you, we knew it was going to be a good amount of progress, but what we've actually seen is even better than we expected.
That's amazing.
We couldn't be prouder of the decision that we've made that has actually helped him.
That's amazing. Honestly, it's so nice to hear. How would you, and I think I've got a few other questions here. What tangible results have you noticed? But I think you've spoken about that already, like his homework, smoother routines, less frustration, schools giving you positive feedback that you're doing better. He's got up a whole year group, according to us. Anything else that we've not mentioned that you think would fit in there?
I think just for us, less stress about the reading because we know it's being sorted. Lauren is doing a great job in those 3 weekly sessions that actually when we're reading with him, we're finding it more enjoyable because we haven't got that pressure to make sure that he's making progress. The two go hand in hand together. So it's helped having Lauren and us doing all of it at once has made it less stressful, his reading. And for me, as a mum, wanting to see that progress and wanting him to feel successful, I think that's, it's brilliant.
I completely get that as a parent as well, more than I ever did before I had children. I completely understand it. What internal or mindset shifts have you experienced as a parent since we started working together? So obviously you said less stress. Anything else that you think you didn't realise?
Less just reading and enjoying reading with him and making it playful, doing the games. I think the stress of knowing how far he had to come actually put more stress. No, I didn't intentionally put that stress in.
No, I get it.
As a mum, you are automatically wanting to do the best and get his reading where it should be and that kind of thing. That I think, and he detects that stress and that then doesn't create the right environment necessarily for him to make improvements. Since we've enrolled with you, that stress has been taken away and we're enjoying reading much more together. When he's reading his school book, it feels like there's less pressure from us. That worry is taken away.
He's catching up.
Yeah.
Okay, how would you describe your overall experience and your child's experience?
Absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's been brilliant. He is unrecognisable. I've said it before, I've said it earlier, but his confidence, his happiness, and just being able to sit and read a bedtime story and actually wanting to get involved and going, actually, I want to read this page. And he reads the page and he reads it with expression. He reads it fluently and he's happy and he's proud of himself.
It's so amazing, honestly.
Yeah, it does. It means so much.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm not just saying that like it, what I do, I love because of this. Otherwise, I wouldn't love it so much, just getting those.
I feel quite so emotional, but actually talking about how we were 10 weeks ago, I can't remember how many sessions he's had, but I think it's about 10 weeks, where he was and making him read his reading books. Bedtime stories were never a thing. He was always quite happy to just sit and listen, and that was lovely. But having him joining in and wanting to read and choosing to read actively has been incredible.
Brilliant. I'm so pleased. On a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with the reading teacher?
10. More if I can give more, but
Brilliant.
It's the best decision we've ever made. And I'm really glad we went and just put ourselves out there and just did it. Yeah.
Brilliant. If someone was thinking about working with us, what would you tell them?
I've already recommended and talked about you, to school mums who I know have also got similar situations. I've said, you've just got to do it. You've got to take the plunge. I've sent you forwards to 3 or 4 different mums now to say that actually, I think this would make a difference. And it's really nice to be able to make that referral, knowing wholeheartedly that it would make a difference and it would help.
Yeah, it's nice. And you sort of want to, I hate it when you've got a recommendation for someone and it's going to help them and they're not listening. And you're like, please, you need to do this.
Go on, do it.
Yeah.
You just need to go for it.
Is there anything else you'd like to share that we've not discussed, we've not touched on?
I guess my only thing was to say that we were a little bit anxious at first about like the online and doing it virtually as opposed to face, and
Yeah.
kind of underestimated how online tutoring can be such a huge success. Lauren does so many different activities with him. He's designing different teams. He's making up his own stories. He's writing in full sentences. He's doing true and false. Like he just has got so many different activities that it is so varied. It completely engages him. He is completely on Lauren's focus for the whole half an hour of that call. And he comes off absolutely beaming, which is,
Oh, that's so nice.
because you think face to face, it's going to be better face to face because you can sit and you can do it together. But actually, the online is amazing because there's so much variety in the activities that they do. And the interactive for Logan is second to none. He enjoys that anyway. He does his Switch and his gaming and stuff, and he does quite like so that really draws him in as well. And it was brilliant to have that online that actually worked better than we thought it was going to work, and it's been brilliant.
I'm glad you said that, actually, because it's obviously something that parents quite often will ask about or are concerned about, and I think you're spot on. Some people have experiences of maybe online learning during COVID. Obviously, it's very different one-to-one than it is when you've got 30 children on the other end of the screen, and things have moved on a lot since COVID. Everything has gone online. I think it's almost better in some ways because you've got access to all these tools straight away. Whereas if you were doing those things face to face, you'd have to print them off, you'd have to prep the resources. It puts that blocker in front of doing it. Whereas you, like you say, you've got all these games online and you can just access them really quickly. I think it's great. Obviously, I think
it also takes the pressure out, I think, for our son as well, that he's got that interactive, he can click stuff, he can move stuff, he can talk things through, and it's all up there, it's all ready for him to do, which makes the best use of that half an hour.
It makes me really sad that
about his teacher saying that it would just click in year 6, and I haven't put that in, but for school to say that it's sort of clicked, it will just click, and that's all great, but it's not.
So many parents say it, and so many teachers like will get annoyed with my reels and things like put on Instagram, and they're like, I do this in my classroom, and I'm like, I'm sure you do, but not everyone does.
No, exactly. And I think we have got that. I feel like we have got the click since we've done the tutoring. I think there is more that he's happier to do. And he's done his school play today and done like 6 lines that he's memorised off by heart.
That's amazing.
Bless him.
Yeah, a bit more emotional than a school play.
I thought I was going to be a blubbering mess, but I was actually okay. Bless him.
How are you finding? Be honest. How are you finding the Parent Hub? Is it useful?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I absolutely love it. There's things that we just wouldn't have thought of to do.
Okay, great.
The things that you're putting in there, we go actually, and we're using it with my youngest as well.
Amazing.
And he's getting involved with bits, maybe not the sound buttons and stuff yet because he's not quite there. Logan is taking that and using it. We were reading Cobweb yesterday and he went, I can't read that word. And I said, shall we sound button it? And he was quite happy to do that. So there's so many things that are really useful.
Oh, good.
And it's nice to hear other parents in the same situation listening to other children read. It's been quite nice to listen to other children read when they've put the video clips in and go, actually, that does sound like doesn't sound that different to other people, which reassures us, which is lovely. Stuff that is so implementable, like it's really quick to just.
That is my goal.
Yeah. Well, full-time mum, 2 boys, and just being able to go, actually, we could have a go at Hannah's game. And actually, we call it Hannah's game, and the boys think it is a brilliant game to just see who can do better at it. And it's taken that kind of, it's not mum doing it, it's from someone else. And that then seems to draw them in more for some reason.
100%. I get that.
It's implementable, it's easy, it's stuff that we can do at home that makes a difference. And we can sort of use that when he's doing his school books and stuff.
Good. I'm really pleased it's helpful.
It's brilliant.
Thank you. You've been amazing, Gemma.
Thank you. Honestly,